I'm going to do another video. I'm not going to put it in this one. I just want to get to the point. But I will make a video to expand on the reasoning this has happened. But it's going to be a very uncomfortable video for a lot of authors. But um, so I'm not going to get into all of that. But because of the state of the world, because of how the influx of new authors, and it's so easy and accessible for anybody to now do a book or a children's book, um, people are influxing into the industry and they're not researching it. And they're not showing any respect for the craft, or it's just this kind of entitlement. And because they're paying some money, although they're paying really a fraction of what self-publishing used to cost, they justify it by treating people terribly. And it's just because it's people of all walks of life just coming in and saying, I'm an illustrator now, or I'm a writer, because I paid the tiny little bit of money to go on KDP or whatever, and so I get to do it. And so they don't learn, and they don't, and I'm not going to get too deep into that. I'm not going to get deep into it, but a video is coming on that because it needs to be addressed and it's being ignored. And you're shooting yourself in the foot by being this way. So I will be helping you by by exposing this, but not in this video. But because of this mentality, because of the accessibility, because people have not researched the industry or the craft, they just make up their own rules, make up their own stuff. They encourage each other and tell each other false things they all just made up. They be rude to us experienced, really experts that come online in these groups, and they treat us terribly a lot of the time. Instead of being grateful for somebody with the experience to share. But instead, they're very sensitive and they just want to only be told what they want to hear, and they don't actually want to listen to an expert or appreciate it. And so because of that mentality, something has cropped up, many mistakes. But I want to talk about the biggest mistake, and it's so common, and it's accepted as if it's an acceptable thing, and it's not acceptable. You're killing your book. And that is the quick turnaround. This mentality, you see it all the time. I need an illustrator for a quick turnaround. I want to do a quick turnaround. Traditional publishing always gives a minimum of 8 months to a year, even if it's the simplest of stories and the simplest of illustrations. And there's a reason for that. There's many reasons. Many people get sick. Technical issues, the printing section, maybe you're having technical issues with your printer. So many things that can go wrong, that can delay. So you need a safety net. So that's why even for the simplest of projects, they give themselves a minimum 8, and that's where I started traditional, 8 months to a year. But with all this rush from newbie authors who want to just start selling books online because you can pump out something quick and easy and relatively cheap, we got an influx of people wanting to do that. And what they don't realize is you're shooting yourself in the foot in so many ways, and you're putting an unfair pressure on your illustrator that shouldn't be there. You're asking the world, you're asking for miracles, and then you're not giving them the time to do it. It's a big mistake. It's a big mistake, and there's no reason it should happen. Are you dying in 8 months? There's no reason you should be rushing any book. Let me repeat that. There is no reason, no logical, rational reason, if you're serious about succeeding long-term with your books or in the craft, there is no rational reason to rush your book. There is no rational reason to rush your book. There is no rational reason to rush your book. So when you're doing that, you're going to get crappier illustrations, you're going to get crappier editing, because you'd be surprised, you can have so many experts go over even just the writing, but we get collective mindset and we'll all miss the same thing. And then even after 12 people, it'll be that 13th person that caught the mistake we all didn't. That comes with lots of help, lots of going over stuff, which to do any of that takes time. You need lots of time to make sure you have the best book you can put out there, especially in the saturated environment where there's so many books out there and it's so competitive. rushing a book out there is the last thing you should be doing in this environment, let alone ever, but especially in this environment. So stop with this ridiculous, false, newbie author mentality that it's a good idea to rush a book. Quick turnarounds. There should be no quick turnarounds. You should give your book, regardless of how you're doing it, 8 to 12 months to make sure you've researched everything, you've thought of everything, you've created the best book possible and the best strategies to compete. Don't rush your book.